Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a reverse dyed rainbow shirt. This is a long sleeve George brand t-shirt which I purchased in the men's section at Walmart. It's 100% cotton and it's navy blue. I pre-washed the shirt in hot water using some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. I haven't soaked it in anything though, so it's just damp from plain water. I'm going to tie this shirt in a single geode design, so I've used a piece of just plain white chalk, and I've made an area on the shirt where I'd like for the center of my geode to be. Then I'm going to pinch that area, just one layer of fabric, and lift the shirt up off the table, kind of give it a shake so that it falls naturally, and then lay it back down on the table. I'm also going to fold the long sleeves up just to make my fold a little bit shorter. And I'm going to start tying my geode from the bottom, going in toward the center of the geode. I think I get a better shape to my geode and get more natural shapes whenever I start tying from the bottom. If I start in the center of the geode, it's a little bit easy to just make the geode look like a bullseye. I think a burst or a bullseye is a great design, but that's not what I'm going for with this shirt. I also want to kind of keep my fabric a little bit messy when I'm tying my geode. The more folds in the fabric and the more unusual shapes in the fabric, the better the geode looks. So I'm going to kind of create a few folds by bunching up the fabric as I'm going, and then when I get close to the center of the geode, I'm going to start pushing that fabric down inside. That'll create some weird little shapes in the center of my geode. I'm also going to vary the distance between the lines in my geode. I want to make it as organic as possible. I'm using sinew to tie my geode for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm going to do a reverse dye process on this shirt using some Out White Brite. And if I tied this shirt in, say, rubber bands or some kite string, the odds are pretty high that all the color would be removed from my shirt. I don't want that. So I would like to have some of the navy blue lines remaining in my shirt after I use the Out White Brite. So sinew is wax coated, and once I tie a line of sinew around the shirt and I pull it really tight, the sinew is going to lock down on itself and it's going to form a waterproof barrier in that area that won't allow the Out White Brite or later on the dye under that area. So I'm going to still have some of my navy blue lines remaining in the shirt. A little while ago I grabbed a metal clip and just attached it to where I want the center of the geode to be so that I could easily find it on this black shirt. I marked the center with a piece of white chalk, but sometimes that can kind of rub off or be a little bit more difficult to find. Once I finished tying this shirt, I placed it aside and allowed it probably about 24 hours to dry out just a little bit. Just like applying dye, I want to get good color saturation in the center of these geodes with the Out White Brite solution. So I'm going to let it dry out just a little bit while I tie some more shirts to do a reverse dye on. For the reverse dye process, I'm going to use a product called Out White Brite Laundry Whitener, and I purchased mine from Walmart in the laundry aisle. It's normally over by the bleach products, even though it's not bleach, and it won't damage your fabric like bleach will. It is pretty stinky though, so I use this product outside. And I also wear a respirator when I use it because I don't want to inhale any of the fumes or any of the powder from the Out White Brite. Okay, so I have probably about 6 items tied up, and I'm going to reverse them all at the same time. I like to go ahead and do a whole bunch at the same time. Since I'm boiling my water and going through this process, I like to do a bunch all at once. You can do them one at a time though. I've placed all of my items down inside of a plastic tub or tote, and I am going to liberally sprinkle the Out White Brite over the top. I'm adding quite a bit of Out White Brite because I do have quite a few items in this tote. You can see the powder kind of fluffing around into the air. Where I live, it's windy all the time, so part of that's due to the wind. After I have the items covered in the Out White Brite powder, I'm going to pour some boiling hot water over the top. And if you notice, the minute the hot water hits that Out White Brite and the fabric, it starts to remove the color. Since I do have a lot of items in this tub, I don't have enough water to completely cover the items, so I'm going to pour a second container of boiling hot water over the top. I would really like to have all my items fully submerged in the Out White Brite. I'm going to go ahead and speed the video up a little bit, but I went ahead and added another container of boiling hot water to this plastic tote, and then a little bit of additional Out White Brite over the top. I have a purple hoodie that doesn't look like it's lightening very much, and so I want to make sure I have plenty of Out White Brite on top of it. I'm also going to use a metal pair of tongs, which I purchased from the Dollar Tree dollar store, and move my items around in the Out White Brite solution. I want to make sure that some of the items on top get fully submerged and the Out White Brite solution goes all the way through the items. If you're just doing one item at a time, it won't take a long time for the Out White Brite to work properly. Because I'm going to do so many items, I'm going to allow them to sit for probably about 15 minutes in this solution just to make sure they soak it up really well and the insides of these items has the color removed. If you ever try using Out White Brite on a shirt or another item and it doesn't remove the color immediately, then it's probably not going to work on that item at all. I've had people contact me before and ask if they need to use or try the process a second time, and most of the time I tell them no. If you've used boiling hot water and you've used plenty of Out White Brite and the color wasn't removed, that means that that product is probably not going to work on the item that you're trying to remove the color from. Just like with the dye, I've noticed that this product works best on natural fibers. So if you're trying to remove the color from a polyester item, you probably need to use something like bleach. I know it may seem strange too, but anything that is blue sometimes has difficulty having the color removed from the Out White Brite. It may lighten it a little bit, but it probably won't take it to a taupey color like it's doing with the items in my container. If you notice, I do have one item that isn't really lightening a whole lot, and that is a purple hoodie. It did go ahead and lighten it some, but it never took it to the taupe color. So just be aware if you're trying to do jean material or anything that's blue, it may not work with this product. Once I've allowed the items to remain in the Out White Brite solution for about 15 minutes, I'm going to take them to my utility sink and I'm going to rinse them in cold water. I'm not going to untie them though. I'm just going to give a light rinse in cold water to try to rinse out a little bit of the residue. Then I'm going to place all of these items inside my washing machine and I'm going to wash them on a warm water cycle along with some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. That's going to get out some of the residue from the Out White Brite and it's going to get rid of some of the smell. I haven't ever had any kind of an issue with the smell remaining from the Out White Brite after it's gone through the dyeing process. After the items have gone through the washing machine, I take them out and put them inside of a soda ash solution and allow them to soak for 20 to 30 minutes and wring them out like normal. Then, because this item is pretty thick, I'm going to put it aside and allow it to completely dry out before I begin applying the dye. I get better color saturation in the center of my geodes when I dye them when they're completely dry. If you want some more information about this, I have a blog post out on my website, and I have a link down below in the description for this video to my website. So to dye the shirt, I've placed it inside of a plastic colander, which I purchased from the Dollar Tree dollar store. Then I've placed it on top of a metal basket, which I've turned upside down to help keep the shirt out of the muck. Muck is the term used to describe the melting ice that's mixed with the dye. Then for this geode shirt, I'm going to place the dye over the top of the ice, which is also referred to as DOI. So I'm going to start by adding plenty of ice to my colander. Then for this rainbow shirt, I've chosen colors that are a little bit darker than the traditional rainbow. And I'm going to apply the dye in stripes. In order to space my colors out properly on the shirt, I'm going to start by applying the middle color, which in this case is Forest Green from Dharma Trading Company. But let me give you the colors that I'm going to use in the proper order, so the order of the rainbow. I'm using Oxblood Red from Dharma, Dusty Orange from Pro Chemical and Dye, Marigold, Forest Green, and Cobalt Blue from Dharma, Velvet Orchid from Dye Spin, and Royal Purple from Grateful Dyes. Now I'm going to add a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top of the dye and place this container aside and allow the ice to melt. After the ice melted, I left the shirt alone and allowed it to process for about 48 hours before I started rinsing it. Then to rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. I untied the shirt and warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing in hot water to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Instead of rinsing for a long time, I ran some really hot water in my utility sink, added a little bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent to the water, and just allowed the shirt to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I put the shirt, along with some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent, into my washing machine and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one turned out looking really cool. I really like this one. I really like the darker rainbow color palette, and I like the navy blue lines. I think they really pop and make all of the darker rainbow colors really stand out. So this is one reason why I love reverse dyeing so much. When you reverse dye a really dark shirt like this, I end up with really nice, defined, intense colored lines, and I love that. I like the fact that the navy is a really dark navy and my lines are very defined. They don't blend in with the rainbow colors at all. They really stand out, and I like that. I kind of mentioned it in passing, but I wanted to touch on it a little bit more, how I left the shirt tied the whole entire time. I tied it right in the very beginning before I used the Out White Brite, and I didn't untie it until I did the final rinse process. So if you tie your sinew properly, it ought to make it through the Out White Brite, washing it, soaking it, dyeing it. It should hold up just fine. And I don't tie off my sinew lines. I'll wrap my sinew and then just kind of leave it alone, and it normally doesn't come unraveled. Every now and then I have just a little bit of unraveling or a few frays, but not a whole lot. So overall, I love this shirt. I think it's beautiful. I love the dark colors. I love the dark lines. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And as you can see in that tub or container, I have quite a few more reverse dyes, and so be watching for those videos. I've got some neat items in there. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.